Hey everyone, Arnaldo Hoffman here with CompuShow Video Manuals, and today I want to talk to you about something absolutely exciting, and that is called, basically, I guess DMX Merger is really the only thing I can tell you about it, or call it. And I just did a video just showing you a quick example of how it works. But today, we are going to use Easy Kling to control the ADJ sweeper beam. Now, for those of you not familiar with Easy Kling, the box is right here. It's a very simple concept, right? For example, let's say I have a light, like the dots lights, right? Let's say a dots brick, which is a 3x3. If it's the Kling-Net compatible, then I can just use my ArtNet in and quickly control it. For those of you not familiar with Kling-Net, by the way, make sure you guys watch the video on it. But what happens if a light doesn't have Kling-Net compatibility? Well, this takes care of it. What it's going to do is it's going to basically convert Kling-Net into DMX. Now, this only works with pixel mappable fixtures because all Kling-Net is RGB, maybe RGBW, but RGB, 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 RGB. So if we have, let's say, two of the dots matrix, right, which are 4x4s, then I would tell it, hey, we're going to be doing 4 high and then 8 across because we have two of them, so 4 and 8. And then in the program, we tell it, well, it's actually two 4x4s, and then it converts it. So basically, one would be on channel 1, and each one would be individual pixel of 3. I'm going to do a more detailed video on that, but that's just the basic thing of it, right? It converts the Kling-Net pixels into DMX, but it doesn't control pan, tilt, movement, or anything like that. So if we have an awesome pixel mapping fixture, such as the sweeper beam, then we really can't do anything with it. And this, we can with CompuShow, and CompuShow has some really neat, basic matrix functions. But let's say I have a whole bunch of these. And as an example, I would use Toro, which has tons of sweeper beams. It's absolutely beautiful. But there's really not a way to be able to control it with KlingNet or with Easy Kling unless I get a DMX Merger. Now, those can be pretty expensive, and they can be pretty complicated, but not anymore. CompuShow's got it built in. So let's check it out. First of all, we're going to set up our Easy Kling. This is going from my computer, and then it's going to go out into let's move my shoe out of the way, into our CompuShow dongle. So there's the DMX-IN, okay? Next, we need to set up our mode. Now, I've already set this up, but just so you can get an idea here. Give 1 second for it to go through. There it is. So we're going to hit mode, and we're going to hit where it says DMX RGB, okay? Height is going to be 1 pixel high because this guy's 1 high, and it's going to be 8 across. And I'm sorry that you can't see that, but there it is, 8 across. Now, if we've got, let's say, 2 of these, then it would be 16 across. 3 and so forth, you have a number of pixels. Now, this only controls a certain number, so once you go past, you need to get a second box. But for now, we're just going to do 1x8, just for demonstration purposes. Once that's done, we're going to fire up our KlingNet control software. Now, personally, I like using LED Master. I think it's affordable. It's easy to use. And I just have right now up, just to show the actual show here. This is going straight up. I have purple lights. And on my DMX level, there's nothing going on. I have it open just to show me what it sees. And right now, this is the DMX input. See, I can see my DMX universe, DMX input. Once KlingNet and LED Masters fire it up, nothing should be on. So now we're going to go into our KlingNet, and we are going to open it up. That's going to show connected devices, and there's the elation, 8x1, because it's saying, again, 8 pixels wide, 1 high. Now, if I had 2 of these, then we would do, it would say 16x1, and then we would go here where it says divisor, and it splits it into 2, so it split it into 2 individual fixtures. Again, I'm going to make a much more detailed video on Easy Kling, but this should be a good basic for you. We're going to go ahead and drag it over here, and it shows 8x1. Now, I wanted to pretty much control the entire, or I want this entire thing to show in it, so I'm just going to go and take this guy here, and we are going to basically make it where it shows the size is going to be 65 pixels wide and 1 pixel high. Okay, I can make this a little bit longer if I needed to, but we're just going to make some very basic programs. If I have multiple of my sweeper beams, then I would basically set them up exactly how they would be at the show. So we've got the sweeper beams all set up, again, just this one right here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go into CompuShow, and I can see in CompuShow that we have, I mean, you actually see right there, if I move this around, right, let's say I move this over here, it shows the DMX values changing. So that means it sees KlingNet. That's good. We're going to go ahead and just leave that there. Now we're going to go into our CompuShow. And now we're going to make a switch, not a scene, because this is going to override any movement or color scenes. So now we're going to add our switch, and we are going to have it empty, and we're going to call it KlingNet or KlingNet-IN. And we're going to click OK and edit. Now we are going to choose our DMX input tab. And what I have is, again, because we have KlingNet RGB, channel 1 is R, 2 red, 2 is green, 3 is blue, 4 is red, 5 is green, 6 is blue. RGB, RGB, RGB. Pretty simple there, okay? What I'm going to do is, just so you can see movement, I'm going to go back to my LED master, and I'm going to just basically make a quick sequence. Now, LED master has a whole bunch of these sequences already built in. If you would like to learn a little bit more on LED Master, make sure you check out my page at masterskooldances.com. Then click on tutorials and you'll see tons of different options. So I just need something that gives me color here. Just let's see. Okay, let's do that. That looks kind of cool. And we're going to we'll do like an orange, and then we'll do like a light blue there. Actually, more like a red and blue. Okay, we're going to add a second one. We're just going to call it, let's see, there we go. And just a couple different colors there. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and select that. It almost looks like a DJ mixer program, right? Let's go back to bank 1, and I can actually crossfade back and forth. But again, I have tons of videos on this. So we have this here. Now, when I go into CompuShow, it's actually showing my pixel mapping. Yay for that. Now, as you see here, we have all these right here. All 24 channels, we're going to bring them down here. So 1 for the red, okay, 2, and then 3 for the blue. Now, what I see here is that there is a white pixel, okay? KlingNet can work on white, but I've chosen RGB versus RGBW. Now I can go back and fix that, but the reason I left it on RGB is to show you that you can skip channels. So we're going to skip white so it's not working. And you see already there that that's being controlled. Okay, so we've got that. So next we are going to, again, I'll bring 4 into red, 5 into blue, 6 in, or excuse me, 5 into green, and then blue. And we're going to skip white. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 for red, 8 for green, 9 for blue, 10 for red, 11 for green, 12 for blue. And you can always go back and add the W later. Okay, 13 for red, 14 for green, 15 for blue. Again, all multiples of 3. Red. Okay, so now we have the program exactly how we have it in the Easy Kling. Okay, we're basically doing the DMX input into CompuShow, and then we're mapping CompuShow with the KlingNet-IN using the recorder. So now we have that done. I'm going to go ahead and save it. Now we have our movements, so I can add some movements if I wanted to. Okay, so we've got these movements here. And if I want to switch, let's say I want to slow it down, right? I'm going to slow down my Easy Kling display. So now we've got a nice slow display. And again, this is obviously much more impressive when you have multiple ones of these. If you only have 2 of them, then use CompuShow. If you have 10, 20 of them, you know, or you have multiple dots fixtures and you want to do all sorts of cool stuff, you definitely want to try like this. But now we're going to go ahead and crossfade it, and look how smooth that is right there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and move this guy into our up so you can see it there, just a steady position. Crossfade, there is the blue and red. And there's all the different shades of green, blue. Now let's say we want to add one more. Okay, I want to go ahead and add this guy right here. So we're going to go back into editing. We're going to add another sequence. We're just going to call it OK. Let's do regular arrows just to show some really cool pixel chases. All right, and we're going to do green and purple. We're going to click the next one. We're going to add it here. All right, and now you will be able to see how they quickly, or they follow that pattern. Now again, it's not the smoothest looking thing, not because of a fault in the program or anything like that, but simply because we only have one of these guys. So we need to have multiple of these for you to really get a chance to see it. But here's where it really all comes together. If I decide, no, I don't want to use Kling-Net now, I want to use a built-in color, I don't have to sit there and keep making Kling-Net programs. Now I can shut off my Kling-Net and I can use my blue. Or I can use a built-in color effect that I've made. When I want to real quick do Kling-Net back in, all I got to do is just click on Kling-Net, and there it is right there. So again, using CompuShow and only CompuShow. This is the Q Basic, by the way, so you can do this with any CompuShow dongle that you have. And the new version, use your DMX recorder as a DMX merger. You can do some great things combining the power of KlingNet, DMX, and movements. So now we can take any non-pixel mapping fixture and actually use it as a KlingNet pixel mappable fixture. So what's another idea? Are you guys familiar? If you guys are familiar with the new AVJ pocket washes, the really cool pocket washes, well, now you can take a whole bunch of them around a video screen and then control the RGBW values with KlingNet, and now you can have an entire movement matrix screen that would be controlled with the LED master. If you are in a club, and let's say you guys are already using Madrix, you can now merge Madrix with your moving heads. For example, your Inno Z7 or your Inno washes or any kind of LED map or color fixture, you can now map it so you can use several of them along with your Madrix programs, bringing a whole new depth to your light show, but without clearing any of your existing built-in programs, just by making this simple KlingNet-in switch. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, please be sure to contact me. You guys have a great night, and God bless.